Rock better not ever disrespect this man again, ever in her life. You better do something real good for simping the next time you see him, bro.
Push the goddamn button!
Yeah. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler, baby.
I know heartbreaks, setbacks. Bitch, if I crap out, sure I'ma get back. I've been through the ups and downs, you know I get around. So to me,
I know y'all see it.
if I ain't the co-main or the dope man,
Had to come hard for the finale. All black with the Timbs on, the hand-me-downs. I don't wear no Timbs, y'all.
make money,
Did y'all like the finale?
when shit hit the fan, we'll take money.
Southside.
Be with the best of
It wasn't as explosive as I wanted it to be, but
bags of
you know,
Boy, you fuck around, put a big
all
bag.
in all, a good season. But we're gonna talk about it.
Let's get to it.
Tonight's question:
Cop it, whip it, bag it.
is Rock a monster?
Beat up with
Her and Lulu had a serious conversation in this episode. Whose side are y'all on? Are y'all on Lulu's side or y'all on Rock's side? But we're gonna talk about more about this when that part comes. And some more character development with Jukebox and her conversation with Kanan. I want to talk a little bit about that as well.
If I crap out,
And Marvin is in some trouble, y'all. So how you think he's gonna come out in next season? And of course, is Howard gonna pull through? So when I get to the end of the episode, we're gonna talk about that. If he does make it out, will he tell? But anyway, this is your Power Book 3 Raising Kanan finale review. Let's go ahead and get into this, guys. What's up, everybody? Back here again. Before I get started tonight, of course, you can catch the review on YouTube/JH Review. The JH Review. I'm tripping. It is 3 o'clock in the morning as I'm filming this in this coat, but I do have the AC on, but y'all can't hear because of the mic. It's a fresh mic, man. I love this mic. But anyway, well, it's not the mic, but it's more the whole system that I have here. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this thing. But before I get started, y'all know what to do. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Push the goddamn button!
What she said. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Okay, guys. So tonight's question. I mentioned that Rock and Lulu had this conversation, and this episode really depicted to me that Rock is the bad guy here. And I just see that they're planting the seeds. You know, right now she seems to be on top. At the end of the episode, you know, she's standing on top of that tower. She's looking above everybody like Ghost would. And, you know, she's kind of feeling herself. She's going to get that big head, but you just see them building her up so they can knock her down. You know, she has to have a downfall at some point in this series. So I could kind of see the seeds being planted. Definitely, you know, with that conversation she had with Lou, like in the middle of the episode. But tonight's question, guys, is Rock a monster? We know she's a mastermind. We know she's a mastermind, but is she a monster? I mean, just look throughout the whole series. All these things she's manipulated, directly or indirectly, with Scrappy, who returns tonight as well. He got messed up basically because of her. And then Kanan, she sent her son out to kill Malcolm, which started this whole, you know, the city just burnt down. Police were everywhere flipping the projects upside down looking for the killer. And it's all because she, you know, devised this plot to take out Malcolm because she wants that connect so bad because she has to get Malcolm out the way. So she's willing to do anything, even, you know, put her son up on a platter, even though, you know, we know she loves her son, but at the same time, you know, it's just like, dang, does she really care? But yeah, guys, definitely this episode was focused heavily on Rock. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the episode, guys. But tonight's question is Rock a monster. Make sure to comment down below and give me your thoughts. and is this the beginning of the end of Rock? As far as her eventual downfall, because it's gonna happen. It has to, right? Um, but anyway, let me go ahead and pull up my notes here. So at the beginning of the episode, we have Kanan at the crime scene, where we last left off. He shot Howard. He's laying on the ground. We don't know if he's gonna make it at this point. Somebody screams off in the distance, "They shooting!" Like I've done several times at the club, to instigate something. But anyway, so yeah, Kanan runs off and he scrapes his hands on the ground. I thought this was gonna be a scene of importance, because it just looked like they focused heavily on his hands, like they were gonna come back later in the episode and collect some blood or something like that. But we didn't come back to this scene, so I don't know if this is gonna come into play anytime in the future. But just something I thought I'd point out. But also, Scrap is back tonight. He picks up Kanan to take him off, but Scrap he's not fully aware of what the plan is here or what's going on. He just knows he has to pick him up and take him somewhere. That's until they meet up with Marvin to exchange the jacket that he's going to plant in Unique's closet at the hotel later in the episode. And at this point, Scrap learns that Howard is hit. So this has to do with a police shooting. And at this point, he seems to be reluctant. He's like, what's going on? What I got myself into? And is this going to cause dissension between him and Rock? I could possibly see that, because she kind of kept him out of the loop, and then she's kind of indirectly responsible for him getting jammed up. So I can see that furthermore causing a rift between him and Rock, but who knows? It's not like he can really go anywhere. He's in this for life, At least Lulu has somewhat of some power against Rock, but Scrappy, he ain't got much of a chance here if he wants to get out the game or whatever. But speaking of getting out the game, there was a heavy conversation between Lulu and Rock, which I'll get into later in the episode. So keep that in mind. And also, is Rock a monster? So answer that for me tonight in the comment section below. But after that, we also have a lighthearted scene between these guys, Scrap and Kanan. Kanan's like, "You a real soldier, Scrap." And Scrap like, "Man, you all right too, little nigga." But something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but so I thought that was kind of lighthearted between the two. So they finally getting along. Are we gonna see a friendship between these guys in season 2? Who knows? But we leave off from there. And we go to the hospital where Lulu is still recovering, and Jessica and Famous are there. We haven't seen Famous in the last episode or two, and he really didn't get much screen time on this episode as well. But from those two, he learns that Howard has been shot, and he's like, "Man, Rock, what did you do? What's going on?" So he's going to go find her. He's on a mission, and so we'll follow him throughout the episode. So back at the police station, there is a new captain there. His name is Batiste, and he's taking over because things are just getting out of control in the city. And Burke has learned from him that Howard has leukemia. So this is another secret that Burke has learned. So after this, she gets this dude named Garcia, which could be a thorn in Rock and her organization side, because, he was just all kind of nosy in this episode. At the bodega, he's like, "What's that in that locked door right there? What are all those locks?" And then with Jukebox, he's like, "You want to read this letter?" So he was kind of getting on my nerves. But anyway, more about that later. So after this, we go back to Unique, and he learns that his name is being involved in the hit on Howard. So now he's telling his guys to shut down, lay low, and he's, going to gather up his family. Or I use family lightly, because I don't know how his relationship is with the chick. He seemed like he cares about his son, but maybe we'll go more into that in season 2 because Unique did not get hit. Unique did not die in this episode, so I assume we're gonna see him in season 2. And I like Unique as a character. I like Joey Badass as an actor, so I want to see more of him. I don't want to see him die just yet. So anyway, Rock takes Kanan back to the bodega to hide him, because they have to go with a plan B, so to get him off the street. So she hides him at the bodega where Juliana is at, free of her abusive husband now. But so Rock pretty much gives her the plan in case the police come by, want to see the tape, all that stuff like that. So she pretty much plays it smooth when the police actually do arrive. So Juliana is a good actor, y'all. So later, Jukebox is walking in the street. She's stopped by Burke, and she's questioning her about Kanan and Rock's involvement. Of course, Jukebox is not going to say anything, and she says that Rock sells hair. And then Garcia is in the back, and he's looking in her bags. He's like, why are there guys' clothes in here with some money? We find out later that it's for Kanan when she meets him at the bodega. But in this scene, it's pretty much easy for her to get away with it because she already dresses like a tomboy. So that gives her an excuse right there. And then the guy pulls out the letter from the code that she still has not opened. And he says, should we read it? I was like, man, you just nosy. But Burke lets her go, and that's it on that. So, but anyway, after this, Lulu is trying to find Rock with Jessica and Famous. And this was a interesting scene because when some guys pulled up beside them and they were playing the song in their car. So this is kind of like their "we made it" moment, you know what I'm saying? And this is adding more fire to that conversation that we're gonna get later in the episode, as far as Lulu maybe wanting to get out the game. So we're gonna talk about that in just a bit. So after this, Jukebox is going to see Kanan, and Kanan is gripping up when he sees the door being open. He's gripping up with his hammer, and he's paranoid. And I kind of found this a little ironic because Jukebox brought up that he was playing this tough guy role. So at this point, is Kanan playing the tough guy? Is he just pretending like he's sure of himself, like he's confident, like he knows who he is, like he said in the during their exchange here, that he knows who he is, and this is what he wants to do. But then again, Jukebox is more on the side of we're kids, we have to live with this stuff that that's being put upon us, not necessarily something that we choose to do. So I just thought it was an interesting conversation between the two cousins or whatever. But once again, they have differences of opinion, and we'll see where it goes leading into season 2. Of course, they're going to have some more disagreements and arguments between the two. So we'll see how their relationships evolves as the series goes along. After Marvin plants the coat at the hotel, he leaves, and throughout this episode, Rock is trying to get in contact with Marvin. So not at one point in this episode, I don't think they ever talked. So this whole episode was Rock trying to get in contact with Marvin, but Marvin not answering the phone or whatnot. So he is in a police blockade, and at this point, I'm like, oh man, I think it's over for Marvin, man. They have one look at his license, and not too long, they tell him to get out the car. He has warrants, and of course, they found this out because there's an informant. Of course, it's Tony, which he learns later in the episode. So we didn't see Tony get hers yet. So season 2, I think that's probably coming. So Marvin probably has something for Tony. All right. So after this, we are at tonight's. I feel like this was tonight's most important scene here with Lulu and his conversation with Rock. And he's just tired of, the stuff that Rock is doing. And right now, this thing with Howard just has him. This is just the end of the line for him. And he's like, Lulu, I'm out. Not Lulu, but Lulu is like, Rock, I'm out. But Rock is like, nah, bro, blood in, blood out, basically. So She's like, that record label is mine. Well, she called it the studio, and then he said it's a record label. But so will these two come to, head to head? Will there be a Lulu versus Rock one day? And then you got Jessica off in his ear towards the end of the episode saying you're smarter than Rock, you're better than Rock, stronger than Rock. So is this gonna, cause him to I guess split from her and kind of do his own thing? So I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but I just felt like Rock is going to possibly get rid of Lulu at some point through indirect means, with her mastermind ways. So we'll see. But we found out in this conversation, Lulu, he felt guilty about, the D-Wiz setup. And then the thing with Kanan going on, he doesn't like that. So are y'all siding with Lulu on this? I'm kind of siding with Lulu, man. I just feel like Rock is Rock a monster? Is Rock a monster? Tonight's question. I feel like Rock is a monster, man. And at some point she has to have a downfall. So we're seeing these seeds being planted here. I think we are. But we do know that at some point Rock is out of the picture. So she has to have a downfall at some point. So her head is starting to get big like your boy Ghost was. So we shall see. But yeah, right now Rock is on top of the world. She thinks she has this down pat, and she's just willing to sacrifice anyone to get what she wants. So is Rock a monster tonight? Y'all answer that question. So after this, Burke has come to the bodega where she's starting to question Juliana. And Juliana, she's kind of playing hard to get at first. She doesn't want her name to be involved. She doesn't want to be labeled a snitch or something like that. And then she's pretty much playing it how Rock tells her to play it, not giving up the tape too soon. But eventually she gives up the tape and tells them that it was Unique that shot Howard. And then this sends them on the chase for Unique, and then Unique finally sees the coat as he's getting his clothes, getting ready to go, and that's when the police bust in and they arrest him. So right now, that's where we are with Unique. So I'm very interested to see what we're going to see in season 2, as far as, are we going to see him in jail? Will he get out? Will he be exonerated or something like that? We'll see. And that's going to depend on what Howard may or may not say at the end of the episode. So after this, Rock is back at the house and she is wondering where the hell Marvin is. And then it comes to her at this point that he might be jammed up. So she calls up Symphony. Out of all people, once again, she needs, you know what? Rock better not ever disrespect this man again, ever in her life. You better do something real good for Symphony next time you see him, bro. Yeah. But anyway, she calls up Symphony to go pick up Kanan from the bodega, and he takes him off to Maryland at the end of the episode. We see the sign, "Welcome to Maryland." So yeah, he's going to be in Maryland for the time being. So what's he going to do up there? We don't know. How long will he be away from the city? We'll see. But anyway, at the end of the episode here, Laverne opens up the letter from Nicole finally. Now, it showed the letter for like a brief couple seconds, but I wasn't looking that close to see what it said. So I have no idea what the letter said, but she was laughing. So hopefully it was something that she liked. And then at the end of the episode, Howard lives. I personally want to see Howard live on. I like Omar Epps as an actor, and I like, the character of Howard. And last question I asked on episode 9, does Detective Howard deserve another chance? Does he deserve another chance at life? Does Kanan deserve to know the truth that he is his real father? Y'all can still answer that question if y'all want to. But at the end of the episode, Burke is asking him, who shot you? Who shot you? And then, of course, we're left with the cliffhanger. So what is he going to say? Is he going to say that it was Kanan? It looked like he was kind of perplexed a little bit. You know, maybe he has some feelings for Kanan. He doesn't want to give up his son. Then at the same time, he still needs that transplant for him. So that could play into it as well. I think, honestly, he could say it was Rock, you know, just to get back at her. But I don't know. We'll see, man. Or he could just die before he says anything. This could be a psych out, y'all. I don't know. But anyway, that is it for the night. And that was season 1 of Raising Kanan. I like season 1 overall. I thought this finale wasn't as action-packed as it should have been. But, you know, all in all, good season. I will be returning for season 2. I'm glad I got this out the way. I did not do a finale review for Power Book 2, so I had to make it up definitely this time. But y'all, that's it, man. If y'all like this episode, make sure to hit that like button, what she said, and also hit the subscribe button as well. But this is going to be the last time I play this song for a while because of course we're not going to get another season until probably next year, I'm assuming. So let's go ahead and put this out one more time, y'all.
Yeah.
It's been a good run.
I'm a hustler, baby.
But anyway,
Yeah.
if y'all like this episode, hit that like button, and I will see y'all for Power Book 2 coming in November. I've enjoyed y'all, but yeah, that's it for me, man.
I'm gonna take it.
Woo.
Nothing to play with.
Make money, make money.
Shit hit the fan, we'll take money.
Southside. Had to do it one last time. I'm out, y'all.
Yeah, checks out the record, I'm check, boy, I'm finessing, I'm getting bags of bread. When you fuck around, put a big bag on your head for the weather break your dead.